Hi, and welcome to Group 21 Management Information Systems Group Project, and we have chosen option 1 for the report, and the business that we've chosen is Airbnb. This report is created by Zishan, Shuaib, Marie, Thelma, Athena, and Annie. This report is going to focus on 5 important factors. Firstly, we're going to discuss the business model for Airbnb in which they would create value for their customers. Secondly, we are going to talk about the strategic value of IT in which we are going to discuss how it helps Airbnb to deliver its service towards customers. Thirdly, we are going to present and talk about the ER diagram, which we have created and can be used to create an access database. Once this has been discussed, then we are going to talk about the SQL query. Finally, we are going to be giving out suggestions in which Airbnb can improve upon their interface. Before we start talking about the 5 important factors, we are going to give some background information. Airbnb is an online hospitality service which helps people to rent or lease for short-term lodging, which includes renting apartments, hotel rooms, and vacation rentals. Airbnb was founded in August 2008 by Brian Chesky, which is the CEO, also headquartered in San Francisco. Additionally, Airbnb has over 3 million lodging listings in 65,000 cities, 191 countries in which the cost of lodging is set by the host. Airbnb registration is free, in which each booking the company charges guests to 6 to 12% on guest service fee and 3 to 5% on host service fee.
The first aspect of the business model we will be looking at is the key partners. Key partners include PayPal or any other payment method which the customers use to purchase the service. Professional photographers are key partners which make sure that professional looking photos are taken of the listing so customers can view officially. The launch of the affiliate program is also categorized as being a key partner to the company. For the customer segment, guests are given the option of tailoring their booking based on their own preferences, which means that they can choose how many rooms or bathrooms they wish to take. Hosts are another segment which is taken into consideration, as a section of the website is tailored to advising hosts who would like to put their home up for rent. The value proposition is very simple. It focuses on the following, which are all key aspects that Airbnb focuses on: convenience, home insurance to the host, affordable accommodation, sellers being able to put their property up for rent and earning an extra income, and travelers being able to use it. Huge availability on properties and community-based platform. Key activities. Airbnb's main key activities are managing guests, which means making sure guests are satisfied with their preferences. Customer service is there to assist customers with any help they may need. Offline and online advertising is used to reach out to customers who may not have heard of Airbnb before. For the customer relationship, Airbnb uses offers and promotion program as an incentive for customers who use the service, as it's what customers would want to be given. Social media is also a powerful tool that they use in keep in touch with customers on Twitter, for example, as this portrays the sense of care for the way the customers feel. Channels. Digital ads, social media, and websites are all channels which are part of Airbnb's business model. Without a website, customers will struggle to use the organization's services. Social media sites are used as an easier way of getting small pieces of information across to a wide online platform. If customers are not on these two channel methods, then digital ads step in to get the information across in a very simple method. Finally, Airbnb uses the following as part of their main cost structure factors. This is where most of the finance goes towards as vital aspects of the company in terms of long-term maintenance: photographers, technology, insurance, and ad campaigns. For the revenue streams, guests are charged 6 to 12% commission, and the hosts are charged 3% commission. The inexorable advancement in technology has brought challenges but also opportunities to many of the organizations nowadays. Companies are putting more focus on information technology to seek more opportunities under severe market competition. Airbnb is one of the best examples which best use the information to enter a well-established hotel industry. The threat of substitute products is quite high, as the switching costs could be minimized due to the adoption of collaborative consumption internet model. The guests have various options to choose from and the meta search engines. Secondly, although Airbnb works hard to bring in more innovative features, the the innovation can be quickly imitated. Besides, the entry barrier is low, as there is no high capital requirement of real estate, and it is quite challenging to scale a competitive internet platform, provided that Airbnb has a loyal customer base. The bargaining power of buyers is medium, as they have a low chance of price negotiation. The bargaining power of suppliers is high, as the dynamic pricing tool allows the custom host to set a competitive price. Overall, the intensity of rivalry is not really as high, as Airbnb keeps introducing new innovative elements like tomorrow. Airbnb's original search model focuses on the guest search preference only. And from the graph, we can see that the factors affecting the host acceptance decision vary. The acceptance rate decreases with the number of gap days in calendar, as some hosts wish to maximize the occupancy rate by avoiding the long gap days between requests. Results show that the guest requests are 4% more likely to turn into booking, and there is also a drastic increase in the number of successful matches between guests and hosts. Airbnb built a stable and scalable infrastructure to empower data scientists and knowledge workers. Data collected from every action by guests and hosts will be captured and stored in the system using different CRM software. Members from different teams can leverage the shared information for further analysis. Accessing the valued shared information, they can better communicate and cooperate with each other to make data-informed decisions and explore new business opportunities. Airbnb makes good use of CRM to enhance active communication with the host and guests. They use Twilio, which is a guest communication company, to systemize mobile communication between host and guests. Hootsuite helps connect with the customers on a real-time basis that customers from around the world by tracking keywords and monitoring their followers. In order to enlarge the customer base, Airbnb affiliate programs which cooperate with GoEuro is displayed, as well as Google Display Network partnership, which is used to invest in Google search ads. The ER diagram in which we have created shows that we have one to many relationships. The following we will be talking about is guest to search, search to rental location, accommodation to review, host to accommodation, and order to accommodation. The guest to search. One search can do one and more searches, as he/she might be looking to find different places or cities. Search entity has a unique ID, and that means that a specific search can be made from only one guest. Search to rental location. As a guest might search for a specific country or even place, a search might come with many results of different locations where properties exist. This shows us that one search can have one too many rental locations. But because a rental location uses a location ID, in that case a specific rental location can come up by one search. Accommodation to review. As a result of other people staying in a particular accommodation, they use reviews in order to let people know how their experience with a specific host went. Accommodation in a certain location went as well. A specific review can only be written for one specific accommodation. Furthermore, for the host and accommodation, in order for many properties to be found in a certain location, city or country, people are willing to rent their houses and apartments for a period of time. In the ER followed, it shows that hosts are able to rent one or more accommodation properties wherever. For the order to accommodation, one specific accommodation may have many orders, and that means that people can book the property but for different days. Using a specific accommodation ID, orders can only be placed for one accommodation at a time.
A database has been built based on the EI diagram, which is made up of tables that provide information that are useful for the business operation. From the picture, you can see the relationship between the entities, and we'll be covering the key ones. Guest table. In the guest table, the primary key is a guest ID. The table provides personal information of the customer, such as their full name, number, and address, which makes it easy to build a relationship. Host table. In the host table, where the host ID is the primary key, there is relevant information about the host so that the guests can have an idea of who the host is. Also, they can use this information to contact or communicate with the host in case of some emergency or cancellations. Search table. The search table has a primary key, which is the search ID, and the foreign keys, which are the guest ID and accommodations ID. It also includes search date and search time, so that the guests can find the best prices available according to the less popular days. Payment table. In this table, the primary key is the payment ID. There is a link between the payment and the employee and the host tables. Order table. The order ID is the primary key of the order table. It contains information about the order dates and costs, as well as the date of arrival and duration of staying. Accommodations table. The accommodation table is a vital aspect of the whole database and has a primary key, the accommodation ID. This table contains relevant information for the booking, such as the number of guests that will stay, the address of the accommodation, the price, and much more precise description. This is a SQL query that we have created, which can be given as an example where if a customer searches for an accommodation, the following query shows what process they would have to go through on their website. This would involve the number of guests, dates, location, and address. On the other hand, once the customers find their preferences, dates and cities would be given as it is a following process. You'll clearly see this in the SQL query below. The first improvement to be made for Airbnb's interface is to include a video tab for each location that they are presenting. This could be placed next to the photo tab as you can see in the screenshot above. This would help to engage the end users for a longer duration so they will look at many other locations. The other improvement which could be made is to include a live chat to the website. Therefore, this will make it much easier to receive a response rather than waiting 3 days for the host to reply back. Thank you for listening.